Good morning and welcome back to Planner Craft. I'm Natalie and I'm going to be taking you through a little bit with the scanner today. So, it's just checking that all the cameras are working. We did have a few technical issues. So hopefully you can see us okay and you can hear us okay. If not, just pop something in the comments and we'll be soon to sort it. So today I'm going to be working with the Paper Boutique Make Time For You doily die set. So I've already cut a few different dies from the collection. So I have our main feature image and I've also cut that from white card, and I've also cut the shadow layer, the aperture layer, and then there was a little tiny white bit. Don't let anybody on your desk to clean it off because it's gone, which was that bit there. But okay, I'll just have to try and cut that one. Okay, so I'm going to pop my die into my scan mat.
Zena says morning, Tracy says hi gang, and you have Sue watching who says watching this one closely, thank you.
Okay, so you'll notice I've cut my die cut from white card and I've put a black piece of card in to scan it. Now the reason is, if you think about it, if you cut your piece of card and it's black, you've got that lovely rounded edge that you get from a die, which also then puts a lovely tiny, but it does make a difference, tiny shadow onto the back of your scan mat. So when it goes through, it's not always 100% accurate. So therefore, I thought what would be the better solution is if we do it in white, and then if a shadow falls on black card, all it does is make it darker so you get a better scan. So that is why I do it that way round.
And your mum's in this morning as well.
Hi Mum. So I'm going to pop down my scanner. I've already had my scanner cut on this morning, in case you're wondering why it's up and running. So I've had it working. Okay, going to load in my mat. The other thing is, if you have a new scan mat, there'll be a blue strip along here. Just peel that off and chuck it away. Make sure whenever you load in your scan mat that top white bar is clean. It's important, that's what it uses to balance your scanner. Okay, so our top sheet, if you're finding that there's a mark on there, just that's a little tiny mark. I might just get that with a little bit of alcohol later. Should be alright. So we're going to go to scan. And my little pencil's still on up.
Fine, it was on this next, it was just here on your desk.
It's hiding underneath that. There we go. So usually when we're doing like fuzzy cutting with images, we'll go to direct cut. So for today, we're going to go to scan to cut data instead. So whenever you're using your scan mat, you'll always go to scan to cut data. Okay, because we're doing white on black, we can change it to black and white. So what that's saying is you've got a high level of contrast. Right?
Yeah, it just looks a bit fuzzy on there. Try to sort out the focus because it looks a bit...
Perhaps you've got a fingerprint on your lens or something. Okay, anyway. So, okay. Then press play. Okay, that's the map.
It's not too bad on that.
Now, typically when I'm scanning a die, it's not because I want a copy of that die, it's because I want to do something specific with it. So for instance, we could actually join 3 of these and make a card blank so that you actually have them like a screen. So it comes up with 3 options, and we can decide whether we're going to go just around the outside. So if you want to do like a shadow layer, so if we do that first. And if we go to save, and just for now I'm going to save it to the machine. Okay, now it will always save it with a number. You can't give it a name or make any logical sense whatsoever.
Sue's asked if you've done one with a stamped image by any chance. Totally new to here, so absorbing everything. Just got scan that and 900 cm.
Yeah, I've done fuzzy cutting stamped images. I've probably done a little bit with saving those as well, I think, when we did the scanning masterclass. So there's a video that's called Scanning Masterclass, and if you look at that one, I take you through direct cutting, scan to cut data, and also going online to the enhanced image tracing as well. So that might be one to pop up on the wall later, Ian. Yeah. Okay, so I've now saved that outside line, so now I'm going to go press the next one down, and now it's going to pick out all of this little detail around.
Sue says she'll go look after. Thank you, son.
That's okay. And we can save, and it will give it another number, so we'll go to the machine, and that should be 56 probably. Okay. And this one is if you wanted to use it for a drawing line. It won't always work, and sometimes it goes a bit weird, but it's worth having it so that you can play with it and just see what it will do for you. So if we go save, and okay. So now that we've saved our 3 options, we can just go back out of it and go OK. So without unloading our map, we can lift our protective cover.
Tracy's asked if you've seen the review she left you on Amazon.
No, I haven't. I haven't dared look at Amazon actually.
No, not yet, so we'll go and have a look after, Tracy. But thank you for leaving a review.
I got a little bit upset, didn't I, when I saw the one. So, no, not been back on since. Okay, so you just want to make sure that whenever you're scanning that you've got the correct edge. So you'll notice when I do this, I always leave a good gap at the top and the left hand edge. And that's so that you can get a clear scan. One of the most common mistakes that people make when they're scanning is they stick it right up into this corner and then go, well, it's only picking up a few dots, and that is where they're going wrong. You need to always bring it in when you're scanning, and that's the same whether you're scanning to cut data, if you're enhanced image tracing, or if you're doing a direct cut.
Deborah says good morning.
Morning, Deborah. Did you find the font okay, Deborah? If not, let me know, because I think that might be one of the ones that came off the archives I thought afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to go back to scan to cut data, and it's still black and white. Okay, so we've got our scanning line, and we're going to go around the outside first of all. So that's going to pick up our shadow layer. So we can go save to the machine. Okay.
Thank you, Tracy. I will have a look later.
If we zoom right into here, and press preview, it'll pick up the little hands, so then we can go save again to the machine. This is going to be so fun when it comes back to getting this back onto the machine, because the numbers, do wish they changed the number system.
So not necessarily sequential, are they?
No, not if you've deleted a few in the middle and yeah. So when we do this next box, you want to try and do it so that you come inside your shadow layer, so that we're just picking up our aperture. If we go to preview, careful. Okay, we can go save and our machine. Now while we're doing this, if there's anything that we want to offset, we can do, because offsetting is actually easier to do at this stage than it is to do when we actually pull it into our design on our mat, which is a bit bizarre. So I think I'm happy with that, because that position isn't exactly where I want it on that shadow, so I'm not going to save it as a whole. So with that, we can unload that one. We can pop in our next piece, go back and scan again.
So that's why I saved to machine and not USB.
Hmm?
Why save to machine and not USB?
Because I haven't got USB attached. That's the only reason. Usually, yes, I would be saving to USB, and I always put a USB extension cable on as well, just to look after the machine. I do actually have a very funky USB then tied to go in my machine.
Which one?
My round one. Should put them up on the group, see if people would be interested in another one. So we've got our neck shape on. Now with this one, I want to make sure I keep this detail. The scan and cut probably won't cut it exactly the same, but at least it will give you a kind of stitched effect.
I was asking, can you still do this without the scanning mat? Could you do it with the...
The only thing that I would say about trying to do scan to cut data without the scanning mat is you have to go careful, because your cutting mat typically has dots or lines on it depending on which one you've got. So those can interfere, which is why your scan mat has no marks, if you notice. The other thing is this protective sheet is also supposed to help with the contrast a little. Yeah, can't see that working, but so that's the other thing to bear in mind. You can do it, but you might just struggle. Just trying to think how you could do it with the black and white. You'd probably actually have to stick your white pieces to your black card to put it on your cutting mat to then do it. So, whereas I then tend to use my white die cut pieces and do something else, usually. So I'm just going to, just because it pulled up that outside one. So hopefully, it does. We can go back home. We can go to pattern, and if we go to save data to our machine, we can pull in. Let's go for that one and just check that worked, because if it didn't, I just want to see if I can delete that without deleting everything. There we go. And that's just where it's picked up a few bits on the map. That's fine. There we go. And if we go OK, we can zoom in so we can see right up to 400%. And I just wanted to check the quality of the scan. So you can see that with some of the bits it's gone a bit jagged, but that isn't necessarily what I want to use it for. Like I said, I'm not going to use scan to cut data to basically replicate what I can do with the die. There wouldn't be the point. So it would be just as quick for me to run it through a die cutting machine as it is to get the scanner cut to cut it. So what I'm going to do instead is, if I go to OK, I'm going to go to add, and then I'm going to go to my cloud. Now off stream, what I've already done is just created a quick frame that will fit my die image in the aperture, and then gone outwards using offset to create the outside edge. I've then subtracted the smaller rectangle from the larger one to get a frame. So it's a very simple rectangle frame. So if I zoom in, you see there's my frame, and then if I go too far, actually, just because it's grouped everything else, I'm going to go in here, going to go to my little window selection rather than select all. Going to drag it so that it's between the 2 points. Go OK, OK again, and group. There we go. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit, and I just want to get this lined up so it goes over the edge of my frame. And it should just about overlap all the way around, so I might just need to go down a notch, left a notch. Okay, just need to go that way a little bit. Don't mess. Okay, so now that I've moved all that and positioned it where I want it, I'm just going to ungroup it. And this is where you're going to want a bit of patience, because I want to get to that nice big frame, and also zoom in. I need the outer bit of my die. So that's got the frame selected. So if we, come on, let me get to it. You can do that. Okay, if you're having trouble when you're finding it's doing that for you, show you the easy way to do it. Go home. Okay. Bring them in the other way round, so that that then goes to the back. And that one comes to the front. Now, as we did before, just get rid of the bits we don't need. group those so we can move it as one. Don't move. Yeah. Get me really annoying today. Come on, behave. Okay, so that needs to move down. I think the sideways motion's okay, so it's just down a little bit. Okay. So now I want to ungroup that. That's it, so I'm selecting my two outermost shapes and I'm going to weld them. We can zoom to make sure that we're happy with our weld, so we can see that we've got nice joins there, there, and down here and down the bottom. Okay, so it's a little off there, but it's not bad for live. So we can go, okay. So what that then does is that actually creates a frame that we can then decorate as well. Warm. Is anybody else melting, or is it just us? Okay, so into our centre panel. Now we know that that normally cuts solid, and we could leave it like that if we're planning to just overlay our die cut image over the top. So I think for this one, yeah, let's leave it solid.
Can you do it on PC instead of screen, please?
Yes.
It can be, can't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah, easily. So the reason that we have to create our frame on the computer and bring it in is that you can't subtract on the machine. So if you are confident using the computer, use the computer, because you have a bigger screen and there's more that you can do. So if you want to watch any of our Canvas videos, I take you through the different functions, including your welding, subtracting, dividing and removing overlap, which is a godsend. So if we go OK. Now at this point you want to remove your scan mat.
But yes, do go back and have a look at some of the other videos too, because there's lots on Canvas Online, Canvas Workspace, the desktop version,
Affinity
Designer. There's lots of tutorials that we've done.
Yeah, and we have a beginner's workshop for Affinity tomorrow.
Yes. So if you are interested in Affinity Designer, which is a program Natalie uses to create a lot of her files, then you can have a look on, we're doing that tomorrow from 9:30 and it is £15, it's a 3-hour session. And it's all in, that's tomorrow. If you do want to watch that too tomorrow, it's on the events on the Plannercraft page. That's the top one. And there's a link in there for payment.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Moonlight Song collection.
Whilst you're finding paper, Tracy's made it. Are you going overhead now, or do you want Scan and Cut still?
Leave it on Scan and Cut for a minute.
Scan and Cut, okay.
Just while we're doing design things.
Tracy just said that Sue might also benefit, I don't know if you already have it, Sue, or not, from having our book, which has helped Tracy a lot. There you go, so she'll have a look at that later, so yes. If you go onto Amazon, our book is available on there. It's Go Create.
Yeah.
And
But
book
we'll
one is the,
do a
Guinness
quick preview at the end. I'm just trying to see if I got any of the dot. It doesn't look like it. Looks like we've run out already. Oh, I do love this card stock though. It's one of my favourites to work with. It's probably only a 5 now, because I've had to learn my blade. Okay. Oh, need to sort out a zip flip for that too. So, if you're happy with your frame, before you go too far actually, just a quickie. If you're going to select tool, go OK, and group it, and then you can just move it around as you need to. The other benefit of working on your machine to the desktop version is that your lines are both cut and draw lines, same as if you're working on the online canvas. Desktop, you can only be one or the other, which is a bit of a pain, especially when Duplicate doesn't put it exactly in the same place, it offsets it slightly. So you kind of have to then try and get it where you need it to go. The other thing to note is I always take my blade out whenever I'm loading a mat. It just saves on the bent corners. And, of course, not chipping your blade. So, I reckon it's a 5. There you go, Mr. Auto Blade over in the corner, not doing much.
Look if that needs a 5. No, top sheet's a bit thin. 200. Yeah, 5 will easily cut one.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing to note about labels as well. I mean, you've probably missed like the maintenance videos that we did. Don't move labels on blade holders. Please don't. It does annoy me when I see people recommending that you do, because we actually spoke to Brother and they said don't do it. So, go, okay, and cut.
Tracy's laughing at me being Mr. Autoblade.
Makes a change from map capture. That's to get a bit in there. So if you're finding that it's pulling, usually that means that your pressure is too high. Now when you see where my pressure is, you're going to be like, that's too high. So I'm currently on -5, so I'm going to go down a bit more. Let's try. Do you reckon -6 would do it from -5, or do I go down another notch?
Let's go to -6 first and take it from there.
Okay. And then just carry on.
has a question about the drawing function, but we'll wait till you finish your project.
I might do some drawing in a bit, so.
Can't hear you with the machine on, so you speak up with the machine.
Huh?
Can't hear you with the machine on.
Oh. I said I might try and do some drawing in a bit. So you can always ask your question then. What?
We just came into the room and told me to turn it down.
Yeah. See, look, that's the one selling point for the DX.
I don't go up on today's feed. Selling point for a DX.
Yeah, definitely time for new blade.
Just have it some gentle.
It was doing so well up to that point. Okay, before I go any further, let's have a look. Ooh. Okay.
Full of gunk.
Yeah.
That would have been helping.
But I think that might have been full of gunk just from that, though. To be honest, the actual blade itself still looks pretty.
Alison's just joined and asked if you can tell her what project you're doing. So she's new to the scanning cut. She's had it for a while, but she's still not sure what she's doing.
Okay. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm doing a bit of scanning and layering with some dies so that I can have like a layered file from a die collection. So I've just created a frame and we'll see how we go for getting this off the mat, just because there's just one bit that didn't quite work. But hey, this is live.
One bit is a record.
What, on a live stream?
Yeah.
Would be if you were doing it. Oh dear. So I'm just going to very carefully just lift it off. You can always pull the bits out after.
It can be because it needs a new blade. It can also be if your pressure's that little bit too high. So always check your pressure first.
Yeah, mine started to act a bit odd, sort of yesterday and today, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So even though it's on like -5, it is
What's that
struggling
down to
a little.
-7 now?
Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't got anything on -9 since we did that vinyl. I'm gonna have to unload the map actually.
Let me swap it to overhead for you.
Yes, please. So this is one of the reasons why we always recommend a metal spatula over the plastic one that you get with your machine.
How old's your blade?
Huh?
How old's your blade?
Haven't replaced it since Hereford, so what's that? Best part of a year and a half?
Yeah, it's about 18 months, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just saying her blade's a year old, so...
Yeah, my first one lasted 2 years, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. They will last if you look after them.
And even then, when I had to replace my first blade, it wasn't because the actual blade had gone. Something had gone wrong with the shaft of the blade, so when it would turn, it would grate rather than just pivoting nicely. So that's when I ended up replacing it. Actually, that's a good point. Well, that's out. I'll just check it.
So I'll check it for you so you can carry on.
Might just need a clean.
Yeah, so
There you go. If you feel that way inclined, and I can carry on doing this. So when we're scanning with the scanning cup, it doesn't always pick up the lines the way that you think it does. So it's quite difficult to see sometimes. So 9 times out of 10, you'll find at least one bit that you want to snip with scissors, just to get it in the right place. So I'm just going to snip there, because I want to take this bit out. And there's just a little bit, so which one am I on? Overhead?
yes.
Okay, so if I come up here. So there's just a little bit in there that there isn't a cut line. So it doesn't always close the shapes. Which is good if you're drawing, but not so good if you're cutting. And same with the little vein on my leaf here. So I'm just going to take that back and snip it off. That bit there. Snip that, and a bit of a join just down here. I'm just going to snip that like that for now, and I can take it through to the back and do it. Oh, that made me jump. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to work my way around now with this bit where it's pulled. So this is a signal that your pressure's too high. So if you're finding pulls like this in your card, then lower your pressure. So you'll probably just find yourself just tidying that up. Because when it skips a line, it for some reason it then doesn't complete the rest of the line properly. There we go. And then when we're adhering it to our card, we can usually fix it or patch it. It's one for me. Ooh. Okay. So I'm just going to tie this bit up in here. And again, just there. It doesn't quite close the shape. And it's just snug as there. Let's just take that a little bit out. If ever you get really stuck for what something is supposed to look like, just bring in your original die cut and you can go, right, okay, so that bit's supposed to come out of there.
Back in a sec.
Okay, so I'm just going to take that out. I can't see comments at the moment, but as soon as Ian comes back, we'll do a quick catch up with your comments. Now, one of the reasons that I say that I wouldn't just copy a die is for this exact reason, is that you never get, you get close to, but you don't get a perfect replica. So 9 times out of 10 it's just quicker to just use the original die. So like it's missed out the whole sections on here. The rest of that isn't too bad actually. That one little bit. So we'll just put little flowers on thing and cover that up. Okay.
Let me just have a look at comments. Yeah, nothing. Well, Tracy saying she has some time with the blade, with the.
Yeah, it's probably just that it just needs a little bit of TLC. What were we doing with it the other day? I think we were doing a diesel, weren't we? So it just needs a bit of a clean with some alcohol and
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
a little bit of glitter in there.
Glitter? How on earth has it got glitter in there? Haven't you used any glitter? Unless it's managed somehow to pick it up off my desk. That'd be a miracle. Okay. So once you've got most of the stuff off your map, just because I have a, there we go. I was going to change my sheet anyway, so that's a quicker way of doing it. There we go. In the bin. Just going to go very, very lightly across my map. It's a new mat, so it will stick to it a lot. There we go.
Tracy says she was cutting a lot of cardboard recently, so it probably needs a bit of sharpening.
Yeah, if you do cardboard, yeah, I would appreciate the sharpen.
Ball it in foil, isn't it, for sharpening?
Yeah,
Stab repeatedly.
carefully. Don't go at it hammer and tong, else you can damage your
Do more
blade.
damage than good.
Yeah. Okay. So we have our frame there. To that I'm going to add my chocolate there. So then I want to add another layer to the backing. So I think I'm going to go with the, and I just have the card pack back. Sorry, I've got to pass it over to you. So
That's okay.
I'm going to go to the lighter colour. I'm going to create contrast. Or I might even go to the blue. Having looked at it, I think I might go for the blue. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. And then go for the cream for the outside, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to go OK. And at this point, if we go back, we can save to the machine. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go back home, delete. There we go. Pattern save data, go back to our machine. And I'm going to go to the one that looks like the solid layer and go OK, and move that up to that top corner. Doesn't always help if you put the blade back in. So if you've had your cap off your blade, just always make sure that you go back past 12 so you know that it's in the right place, and then back to your normal blade settings, so in this case 5.
I did do that for you.
Yeah, I wanted to do it on video, because I don't think we've really said about that, have we, on while we've actually been working a project rather than doing the maintenance one. Because we said in the maintenance, definitely. Okay. So you just want to start the front ends, and I always kind of just do that with my palette knife, just to get it off. do you want to just pop it back overhead for a minute?
There you go.
So that's going to sit underneath that there like so. So then we still have these open areas here, here and here. So if we go to our next colour, and I'm going to go that way around just to save wasting too much card.
It's going to cut you.
Back to home, okay, pattern, and I'm just going to bring in my frame that I had before. So whenever you send something via the internet, it will hold it there until you next send something else. So there's no rush to go, oh, I must go to the machine next. It will just keep retrieving it and retrieving it and retrieving it as many times as you like. So this time I want to cut just the outside edge but not the inside edge. So I'm going to go to add. I'm going to bring in a rectangle. Doesn't matter on the size at the moment. I'm going to bring it over the top of my frame. I'm going to select all. And then if I go to my little arrows, I can go to line. And if we go centre and centre, then we know our two shapes are overlapping. Now that means as we resize our shape from the centre outwards, as it does, that means that it should then be able to get it to fit between our inside line and our outside line nice and easily without having to do lots of fiddly movement. So if we go OK, OK again, click off it. So it's still got that centre panel selected. And I'm just going to press our little 2 arrow button so that we can alter these independently. So if we go OK, I'm just going to zoom in, go to 400, just to make it nice and easy. So we need to go a little bit taller and a little bit wider. Press the blue button again because it's forgotten it. So as long as it's blue, we can then alter these independently. Okay, can zoom in, and that looks like we've literally got that edge to edge, so we just need to go one wider in either direction, or two, do, and zoom just to check it again. Yep, we're still within our frame. And if we go down to the bottom, we're still within our frame there too. Okay, select all, weld it, okay, that gives us our solid. And we can cut that out. There we go. We then have a layer that matches our frame exactly. So then we can build up our design. Okay. And then I just need my little clock hands, don't I? Because it's been missing.
So I didn't take any die cuts off your desk. I didn't move any of that.
I can see it. Must have been when you cleaned it. Oh, there we go. Yay! So there we go. And we can pop that in like so. So we have our layers. Another couple of ideas for you. I did this with partial die cutting, and I was planning on doing it as a zigzag card. So I was doing partial die cutting and it went a bit too far. So this one's just going to be a single fold card for now. But what I did with this one was embossed it, and before I embossed it, I just inked up the die with some vintage. Let me get the right one. Aged Mahogany and Rusty Hinge Distress Ink. So I'm going to be going back over that with some antique linen. And you can do a similar thing with your scan and cut if you wish to. So you can take your layer before we added the frame and actually join 3 of them, and then you can do your zigzag card. So I'm going to try and do that in a bit off stream. So it's going to be a tight fit, so I wanted to have a play with that one off stream. Any questions?
Yeah, I think Tracy wanted to ask one about drawing, didn't you?
Okay. So ask away, Tracy, because I can always do a little bit of drawing on our decorative panel. What would you like to know? So if I just pop my panel, and I'm just going to use my grid on my mat just to help me position it so it's nice and square. Whenever we're working direct to a shape, positioning is kind of critical. Else you're going to have wonky text, and nobody wants that. What's the question?
I don't know. She hasn't typed it yet. It's a long one, I can tell.
Oh boy.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, about drawing, just wondered why something that I drew today that I've drawn before took 3 times longer, and it changed from drawing lines to dotting it.
As in a dashed line, you'd have to change that on. I know what it is. If you've sent it from desktop and you have no or a transparent stroke for your cut line, it changes it to a dot rather than a solid line. So that's usually what's gone wrong. It's lost its stroke if you haven't set it purposely to being a dotted line. What's the next question?
It's a comment from Sue saying thank you for this, and she'll look to our other videos in that book.
Yes, book, it's behind you.
You want overhead, so.
Okay, so book 1. So when you're looking for this on Amazon, make sure it is book 1, Beginner's Guide to the Scan and Cut, because there's actually 2 books up there at the moment. Hopefully 4 by the end of next month. So this one is literally the Beginner's Guide to the Scan and Cut. So I take you from setting up your machine. So it covers both CM and DX. I've got all the blades and holders in there.
That's been too long on pages.
Okay. Accessories, canvas, both versions and shortcuts. The shortcut one is a handy one. So curving text, creating shapes, all the hints and tips for getting started, editing shapes on machines, and you can see we've used nice big photos.
Tracy said she hadn't changed any settings from the last time she did it.
Oh, that's a bit odd. Send me the file and just let me check it is okay. Okay, so first drawing, first cutting, first vinyl, first fabric, mixed media, so that's about cutting stencils, saving scan designs, your direct cutting for fussy cutting, and downloading files. There you go. Very quick whistle stop tour, free book one. The other one that's up there at the moment is the annual, which was officially the first book out, which kind of rounded off the magazine, didn't it?
Yes.
And then we're currently working on a book based on the back issues of the magazine, and also a book on designing with vectors for crafters. So that's cut files, digi-stamps, creating papers.
It says the file that she sent yesterday. So
Alright, okay, yeah, we'll have a look. We'll have a look and just check nothing's gone wrong.
Okay.
Yep, because I can't replicate that issue, so I'll have a think about what I want to put on here then.
The part is the one with the girl on the bike, the draw part, and the lamppost.
Okay, so it dotted that. That's a bit strange.
We will have a look. She sent you the canvas file, so.
Yeah, I'll have a look and see. It might be something that's really obvious when I look at it. You never know. Okay, so I'll put this together off stream very quickly, and I'll get Ian to pop it up on the group, along with what I do with the card, and I will try and quickly do the triptych card as well, so you can see that.
Is that a video or a book with nodes? Sorry, Sue.
What?
Sue's asked, thank you, have you done one with nodes?
Yes.
But I don't know whether it's a book or video she's referring to, so.
We've done nodes in a video though.
Yes, which were...
Probably the intro to Canvas videos would be a good place to look for that. But then nodes will definitely be in the vector drawing book. Definitely.
Video, but yes, we have done video, yes.
Yes, and there's even more information in the book.
Yes.
So I've already got the first part written, just waiting to be typed up.
I'm getting there slowly.
So yeah, it's going to be a biggie. Mind both of them are. So.
And Sue says, okay, she's off to you, thanks. That's it from us today. Obviously don't forget Pete at 12:30.
Leslie at 1:15.
Leslie at 1:15.
She's doing a fantastic tutorial on resist techniques with gesso, and she started it yesterday, and I was like, yes, I want to do this one. And I couldn't, so because I was coming on stream. So hopefully I'll get to join in with that one, as long as I can get all my
I'm
work
already
done.
loved a Japanese birthday card.
Cool, brilliant, brilliant.
So yeah, we're not back at 2 o'clock today. We might do a like a watch party type thing, just so it can play in the background while we carry on doing some work. Obviously we've got to get prepared ready for tomorrow's paid course workshop. So there are still seats available if people want to join us. please do have a look.
Yeah. It's worth joining in for. So it's going to be a good one.
Okay, so thank you very much, and for those of you doing the course tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow at 9:30.
Yep, 9:30 early
Yeah,
start.
9:30, so it's an earlier start tomorrow, so don't be late. And hopefully anybody else, we shall see you on Monday.
So take care, and we'll probably be loitering about the group over the weekend, so you'll
Yes.
probably see something pop up. So,
Yes, we're never far away from Facebook.
so I might just put a little surprise up if you're lucky.
Alright.
So take care, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Bye.